Oh, we're going diving today. You know, any spot that you go diving at, it's going to be a hike. So wearing the proper shoes for your dive gear is essential. Now, you can't really just wear any kind of sneakers because you don't want to get your shoes all wet when you're done diving. So what I found the best is some of these fishing boots, shortcut, and you can slip them over your booties. You don't care if they get wet because they got neoprene on in the inside, and you can step over the rocks without banging up your feet. So I'm diving with Kevin today. Now, normally when you go scallop picking, you'd use a bar like this, right? Yep. I was having a lot of trouble prying the scallops off in my last video. I just think it's maybe too thick and there's not an angle. So I was going to buy a screwdriver and bend it. And I asked in my video to leave a comment for the best methods of picking off a scallop, and a lot of people said something like screwdriver. So I went to Harbor Freight yesterday and they had this thing. Nice. That's probably gonna work really well, actually. Yeah, right, like a perfect angle. I don't even need to bend it like a screwdriver. So that's the plan. We can keep 10 scallops today?
10 scallops is the bag limit. I already called the biotoxin info hotline, so if we were in SoCal, it'd be closed right now due to the plankton blooms, but we're good right here, right now.
And you can see it's starting to rain. It doesn't really affect us much, but
it sets the mood.
Yeah. Let's get out there. It's the first time I brought my spear gun in years. I don't even know if it works, but we'll try it in the water. Let's do it, man. One last thing before I hop in the water. These long fins don't have any straps. It's a snug fit and they stay on by themselves. But sometimes your feet are going to be a little bit smaller than what the fins are made for. So I've got my booties on, and they do make clips for these, but I lost them. So what I do is just put an extra pair of socks on, and that just widens my feet by about ¼ inch. And I forgot my gloves again. So these will give me the warmth I need to replace the warmth I lose from my hands. Here we go. Kevin hopped in the water about 5 minutes before me. When he saw me ready to jump in, he swam back just to make sure my entry was safe. It's really nice of him, and I'm sure he does that on all his guided trips too. The water was a lot rougher than I was expecting today, but that's okay because, you know, we got the experience under our belt. So just getting out there, getting acclimated to that cold water. It was probably about 58 degrees. You don't feel it on your body for the most part, especially when you're in a 7mm open cell wetsuit, but your hands and face immediately get really numb. So after I get this float line untangled from my legs, Kevin and I try to make a plan for what to do, which I guess we should have done before we hopped in the water, because it is really difficult to talk to each other while you're in the water.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay, cool. On the end of my float line here, so I'm bouncing on the bottom and hopefully attract the wing. It's just a baby blue, but there's another blue already coming to check it out.
Okay, I'll go look for scallops first. I'll look for some scallops first.
Sure thing. Look for some pinnacles then.
So looking for the scallops, I am looking for these orange splotches. That does seem to be a telltale sign that scallops are near, but it was really difficult to find any today. And this pry bar, it didn't work out quite as I had hoped because it was a lot lighter than the normal ab pry bar. So if you want to mark a spot with it, it kind of floats around and it doesn't keep your float line and your boogie board or whatever you have on top situated. It just floats around and it goes with the current. So if I use this bar again, I would have a weight with it too, just so I can make sure that it stays in one place if I drop it. It's just way too light. It's probably only about 3 ounces, whereas the pry bar is probably a good pound, if not more. You can tell how kind of washy it is, how rough it is, but it always surprises me once you dive down, that turbulence disappears and it's really calm and completely different from the surface, from what's underneath. Now this was a perfect ledge that should have held scallops, but there might be one here that I don't see.
I ended up getting one scallop for the day, which I wasn't even able to get on camera. But I was very happy with how my dive times were and my breath holds and how deep I was able to go comfortably. By this point, we're probably already an hour into the dive. I'm just searching and searching, looking for small holes. I think I do see a small scallop there. And the farther we go out from the launch spot, the clearer the water seemed to get, and the more black and blue rockfish that Kevin and I saw. And so, decided it was time to try to shoot a fish. My first fish that I'm going to shoot from diving. This is the very first rockfish I'm ever going to shoot. That's coming up later. I guess I jumped the gun a little bit here. Now that flashlight on my wrist, it was nice that I didn't have to hold it and turn it on. But the electrical tape that I used to wrap it around my arm, that was probably not the best idea. It was a little tight. Didn't quite cut off the circulation in my arm, but it could have, and who knows what it could get tangled on. So next time, I think I'll put maybe a Velcro strap or something like that. Always fun to see whatever creatures follow you, as long as it's not a great white shark. So here I am. I think I got my scallop. Told Kevin I got one.
Oh yeah? Okay.
And it's time to shoot some rockfish.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to shoot a blue.
So look how he floats there like a seal just talking to me.
Good. Yeah. Alright. Hey man, whatever. That's how scouting goes.
And I'm swallowing ocean water. So this is a pneumatic spear gun. I believe it's air compressed or gas. There might be some gas in there. So you put the tip of the shaft into the hole and you push it in as deep as you can go, and it gets stuck there, and there you go. You got your trident with prongs. First time I'm busting this thing out in over 3 years. But you could see the school of blacks and blues. And I don't even know if this gun works, so I'm really just trying to see if it works or not, if it fires, if it's gonna break or what. Bad shot. That's okay. Now diving down deep. This is probably about 20 feet, so I'm really happy about how deep I can get now. And I do remember a lot of dive videos that I watch, they say, don't go for that first one, stay calm. And another one appeared, but I call that the Trump fish, because look, he turns his head right before the shot comes. Just missed him. Grazed his ear probably. But I know where they are, so I'm going to focus on this area for a while. It's really tough to keep track of your gun, your float line. Right at this point, my float line was floating away because my pry bar wasn't strong enough. But I'm switching over to the gun camera. Don't want that one. I think there's probably one right around the corner. And the next one I see, I'm going to get the gun right on its head. I'm not going to give him more than 6 inches. Got him. Got him. First rockfish ever. Not the best shot. He's still alive. And now I'm contemplating, how am I going to get this fish off with no gloves? I don't want to drop the gun. But I just pull it out and I lose regard for my hands and the spikes on his back. Get him in the bag. And I shoot another one, but I could tell at this point I just wasn't performing as optimally as I could, because several times I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. And just having these little lapse of judgments told me it was time to get out. And yeah, I was tired at this point, getting a little nauseous, trying to control the spear gun, float line, trying to keep an eye on Kevin also, making sure he's fine. Even though he's a pro, it's always good to keep an eye on your dive buddy.
Tough spot to exit and enter. Good dive though, a little tired. Gonna rest up for a little bit.
Now it's time to enjoy our catch.
That was about an hour 45-minute dive. Happy with the results. Didn't quite get the amount of scallops I wished, and didn't get to use the pry bar how I'd like to, but that's okay. I got some fish, and believe it or not, these are the first rockfish that I've ever shot diving, so it's quite an accomplishment for me, I must say. Everything always looks bigger underwater, but 2 good-sized blue rockfish, definitely enough to feed the family. A little bit damaged with the type of spear gun I have, but that's all right, and we'll just fillet around it. At least we didn't skunk on the scallop. We got 1. Now, I didn't bring any cooking stuff whatsoever. I was kind of just planning to dive, but Kevin's gonna fry something up, so let's join him on the process. Kevin always prepared with the cooking stuff. Got the cast iron full of oil. Nice blue, nice black, and a beautiful olive. Man, that thing is actually really, really big. Good sized fish though. So we're gonna eat this one. That should be more than enough for both of us. So I'll fillet the olive.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Do you want me to get all the bones out, take the skin off? You want me to chunk it up? So I'm just gonna fillet it here. Get the skin off and get it ready for the oil. Gotta be the dullest knife I've used in a long time. Ooh, still a good sized fillets. Rather just do it right. That knife is too dull. I also don't want to dull up Kevin's knife. So I'm gonna be very careful I don't rub this on the rocks. So we'll get the skin off this fish, get all the scales off, get the pin bones out. Oh yeah, luckily Kevin had this fillet knife. A lot easier to cut this than with my pocket knife. Don't waste any meat either. Cut through the pin bones, bam, here we go. Actually, I'll take the pin bones out first, make sure there's no ribs. Oh, I caught a bunch of kokanee the other day. You ever catch those?
No.
Yeah?
I've wanted to like forever.
My son and I went out for about an hour and we got a 1-man limit. Okay, perfect.
Wow.
I'll rinse this off down there and we'll chunk it up. Really nice looking meat on these. A lot of meat too. I don't know what you got going on over there, but it smells great. What is that? Oh, what's that, like kind of sour, sweet smell? Was there something like that?
It's just me, buddy.
Jeez, that's just your essence, huh?
5 dives in a row. Oh, you know, you're probably catching the aroma of the pickled ginger. And
Oh,
wasabi.
that's probably what it is. Yeah, a little sour with the pickled. And these are nice, no parasites as far as I can tell. All right, these are ready to go. Kevin is really living up to his name, Catch and Cook California. I came out here not expecting to eat, and now there's a full course meal almost ready to go. We got avocado, green onion, cucumber, rice, panko, oil, fish. Oh man, look at this. Oh, that smells so good. So it looks like here's what Kevin did. He chopped up some avocado, green onion, and cucumber. Pre-made some rice. There's some wasabi and ginger over there. And then just a flour, egg, panko bath right into the hot oil.
But that's perfect. That's what I'm looking for.
Where'd all these recipes come from? Did you always used to cook?
No. Growing up, my mom and my dad, they were always cooking everything, and we just got spoiled. And then when we went to college, I think we learned how to cook out of necessity. So a lot of it was like, well, we know how to catch abalone or fish or whatever, but you know, what are we supposed to do with them now that our parents aren't around? So we learned how to cook in college mostly. And then from there, we just enjoyed it, both my brother and I, and just kept going. I wrote a blog for years on wild food and foraging, and then that transitioned into a YouTube channel when I saw Fisherman's Life on YouTube. No joke.
I kind of remember that blog. I think I've seen it. Probably linked from your video, maybe.
Yeah, from way back.
This has got to be a $50 meal. On the rocks, shoot.
Hand roll. This has got to be one of the easiest things around, which is why I do it. I know I got flour on my hands, don't judge. Take the nori and fold it in half, and then I'm just gonna crease it so it breaks. And then we got 2 sheets. Then all I'm gonna do is get a little bit of this rice here, lay it out, and I'm gonna keep it on the left side here. And I just wanna cover a little bit, nothing too crazy. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of avocado. I'm gonna lay it at an angle. Take a piece of green onion, cucumber here. Then I'm gonna take a big old fat piece of fish, just like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit of wasabi in here. All right, where's that soy sauce? I don't wanna add too much, just a little. And I'm gonna fold the bottom corner up here to about midway up that nori. This is gonna make it into like an ice cream cone shape. And then I'm just gonna roll it up so that it looks like that. Not there, it's your sushi hand roll.
Okay, now, nice big.
And then definitely get some soy sauce on there
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Give it a little bit of flavor.
That's my Kevin impersonation.
I love it.
Oh man, that's good.
I didn't know I had a patented food appreciation gesture,
yeah.
but it totally is a thing.
Every
That's
bite,
funny.
just take a moment, just raise your hands in celebration. I did it. So this isn't something that Kevin would normally cook. It would be a little less extravagant, but to have someone cook anything for you out here is really special. And yeah, to have the opportunity, I don't think there's anyone else that does anything like that, taking people out guiding like this and cooking for them with all the different types of things that you offer. And I don't want it to seem like every time we come out with Kevin, it's always a promotion for his thing, but he does have a website now, and it is labeled with different excursions you guys can choose from and the dates that are available. So if you ever do want to get into diving, yeah, it's really good to go with someone who knows what they're doing. Every time I came up and I was not panicking, but just looking around to make sure Kevin was all right, I always saw him just looking right at me like a seal out of the water and making sure that I was good. So yeah, it makes you feel a lot more comfortable when you have someone watching over you. And I don't know how you can stay so comfortable in the water. You're just like out there, mask off, just talking to me, having a normal conversation. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, we'll go over there, wherever you want. But yeah, maybe because I was a little overweighted, maybe.
Yeah, it was a little choppy out there, honestly. Like, I wasn't as comfortable today as I normally am. Oh, dude, there's an otter right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was fun. I feel like every time I come out diving, I progress a little bit more, just like tiny baby steps at a time. I've probably been doing this for like 7 years now, the first dive, and now I'm finally at the point where I thought I would be the first time I dove. It took 7 years to get to this point. You're right, Kevin, it's really easy to make this.
Yeah, I love how user-friendly those hand rolls are. It's like anybody can do that. That olive's a good fish too.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
All right, I'm gonna stop filming so I can eat and finish this food, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you next time.